overwhelmed with the whole situation. So I was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna like remove myself from the situation. I think it's best. Today I don't want you to think I'm pissed off with you or angry.
Let's have some shame and let's have some class about yourself today. The hat is back, baby. Listen, let me tell you this now for real. Look, can we be honest? Can we really be honest here? We knew Uma was going to sign out, okay? And we knew he was going to sign out because we knew that she wasn't very happy with the relationship dynamic of the triangles. And can I be honest with you? Neither should you. Okay, neither should you. Okay, but it's Love Island, so we always give people grace. But she's made the absolute right choice. Never put yourself in a love triangle unless you have the power in the situation. I've been in some love triangles before. I can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? To you, I have. But I always had a power. I always held a power card in my hand, a trump card. You know what I'm saying? To you, that's how I always saw it. It's very difficult not to be in that space and not hold a trump card. You have to. You know what I'm saying? To you, but let me be very honest with you, and I'm going to say this on the real stuff. The reason why you end up in love triangles is because oftentimes you have an insecure attachment style. This is just it. Yeah, if we're talking about attachment styles, let me be very freaking real with you. The reason why most of us end up in love triangles and situationships is simply because you don't have a secure attachment style. What do I mean by this? When we talk about John Bowlby, who brings this idea of attachment styles, I know I'm going away from Love Island. I'm going to come back into it. I'm going to explain it to you what's happening. And he says, obviously, insecure attachment styles are dismissive, avoidant, anxious, and then fearful, avoidant, and then secure. Secure is where everybody wants to be and where we should be. And I think it's about 50% of the nation or country or worldwide are secure. Okay? And what that means is, in a secure relationship, you can attach to people in the right type of ways, right? You don't fear abandonment, fear of loss or change, or, you are able to be open and vulnerable without thinking, oh, I'm going to lose the person or they're going to not like me or not want me. You have these crazy narratives, right? The rest of us in the insecure bunch, which I'm trying to get to the secure, but we're all in that insecure bunch, dismissive avoidance, which is why I'm changing that to secure, but I'm getting there, right? Dismissive avoidance, we avoid those kind of things. Vulnerability, we don't like it. We avoid it. We try to stay away from it because it makes us feel vulnerable and we're scared of it. So we lean away from doing emotional things, emotional conversations. Then we have what we call the anxious people. They're leaning in. Anxious people are the people that when they start getting vulnerable, they start clinging a bit too much. They get too a little bit excited, too a little bit too giddy, want to hold on, want to control that individual party, okay? All right? Anxious and avoidance tend to meet each other because the avoidant is validated by the anxious person leaning in and trying to hold on to them. And then the anxious person is also validated by the avoidant person when the avoidant person does go away but ends up coming back because the anxious person seemingly brought that person back. And then we have what we call fearful avoidance, a bit of both. Okay, fearful avoidance tend to have anxious and avoidant tendencies, and when the person becomes more avoidant, they become more anxious. When the person becomes more anxious, the fearful avoidant becomes more avoidant. That's just a quick breakdown. Why am I telling you this? Because this is what we see on Love Island all the time. Okay, all right, we see it on Love Island all the time, right? Now the reality of the situation is, I didn't like the way Jess went about everything, right? But I totally understood what she was saying. I gave you an ultimatum, and you took too long. Dead it. Yeah, deaded it. She was right to do so. I don't like her attitude. I don't know why she treated Mimi, but she did the right thing. She deaded it. Uma here did the right thing as well by getting into a space and going, actually, let me deep it. You don't want me as much? Because she thought she held the cards. Like I said, if you're going to be in a love triangle, I'm going to hold the cards. That's such a dismissive point of view because the dismissive idea is that they must always be in control of what they do and they don't allow people to put them in certain positions. They must be in control. So I knew that the way she's been going on Love Island, I said she might have that dismissive tendency because even in the body language, if you watch her, I'm yet with Io specifically, I think she felt as much as we see her, as very confident. I think with Io, she was unnerved because of his very calm and very soothing nature, where he's not very giddy. He doesn't show you a lot of emotion. So he doesn't necessarily show you too much. Now, his body language will tell you that he likes you. Yeah, he might say, oh, I'm feeling you, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But he's not really giving off much energy, which is what she's probably reading. So when she's reading the energy he's giving off, it's not really giving. Now, she was correctly kind of interpreting that he liked her a lot more than maybe Mimi. I don't know if that's originally the case, because he did say he was going to spend more time with her. He definitely finds her attractive. He definitely thinks that's a trophy. He definitely wants to collect that trophy. You understand what I'm saying to you, yeah? You have to know the difference between someone who wants you sexually and somebody who wants you in a relationship. The two are quite different. And a lot of times people mess up the two because we are so starved of attention and feeling and wanting, and we're so starved of desire from people that we end up actually choosing people or allowing people into our space who really don't actually want us. They want your body. Now, of course, if you're sexually liberal and you want to be free, and you're like me who went into Egypt, which you shouldn't do, I'm going to be honest with you, and Egypt means a place of hedonism and just where you do whatever you want to do, okay, without thinking about the consequences, then by all means, you're going to do what you're going to do. Okay, you don't mind that. But when you want a relationship, when you want a long-term relationship, when you want a quote-unquote, they might say a marriage or whatever, then you don't want necessarily that energy. You want a different energy where somebody wants to and they want to have you as in a relationship format. Now, I want to show you something about her body language, like I always show you guys. Look at her body language. As always with Umar, she's always kind of, I always feel like she's always very closed off or reserved, almost like pulling back. And so again, we got her knees into her chest once more, having this conversation, which is really quite intimate. Now, Ayo's body language is very different. He's lying on his side, he's quite open. But you know why he's open? Because he don't give a heck anymore. That's why you don't give a heck anymore. See, he doesn't care about being vulnerable anymore because he doesn't give a heck anymore. You want to leave? Leave. And is that not what happened in this case? Because most times when you see Ayo, he's not that open. Now, of course, we've seen it. I think we saw it on the lounge chair about 2 episodes ago when you saw with Mimi, and Mimi was telling him that, she wanted to hug him, and he was lying on his side and he was talking to her. He was more open in that way, far more relaxed. But now we see a situation with and we saw some conversations later on with Umar where I showed you where he was sitting straight. Why? There's a reason. And now we're seeing him very comfortable. Look at this again. Look at her body language.
With you at all. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I don't want you to
look at his face, but look at his body language, and then look at his facials. That's also another piece of information too. Whilst he is open, slightly more open, leaning on the side and facing her, right? Because he's facing her this time, right? But his facial expression, his hunch over, because it's not even a turn around and talk to you. It's hunched over, and the facial expression is telling you all you need to know. He's done with the situation. I don't care if you wanna go. I don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying to you? Meanwhile, Uma's actually really hurt, I think, by the situation because, again, she thought she wasn't a lead and she thought she kind of had him, right? But she realized that she doesn't have him. So now we're in this situation.
And like you've done something wrong because you haven't, and you've only tried to be honest. And I don't know, I feel like you've got like a stronger connection with memes, and I don't really want to come in between that. So I don't.
So we've got to that place where she said, you and Mimi got a stronger connection, and I really don't want to come between that. And she still kind of left it open. Can I be honest with you? She kind of left it open. And I'll tell you what, and I don't think there's necessarily wrong with that 100% because we've got still a long way to go. Love Island's a long, long situation. But it's still a long way to go, right? She kept herself open in a sense by saying, hey, look, you know what? Can I be honest with you? I think you got a better connection with Mimi, It wasn't definitive. It's more like saying, I think you got a better connection with her. You know what? I don't want to mess that up, Rather than saying, you know what? Can I be honest with you? I'm not in it anymore. I'm done. Yeah? It's finished, finito. But instead, she kind of just went around the mulberry bush a little bit by saying, I think you got a better connection, almost hoping that he would interject and say, no, that's not what it is, and maybe give her an excuse to kind of stick around a little bit and orbit. But he didn't give her that, right? So it was deaded, right? So that's done. Now, quickly, I don't want to waste too much. I don't want to go too long on this because I want to go to this, right? Can we talk about Sean? Because I'm not sure if he's grafting or whether this is real. Now, if he's real, he gonna need some help, okay? Now, first and foremost, I want to let you guys know I'm still doing great coaching, and I really appreciate you guys. We are, like I said, booked up into July now, and I know people are starting to book July as well. I want to just appreciate everybody who's booking with me, but if you haven't booked with me, listen, book in a consultation with myself, okay? I'm always here to help you guys in relationship issues. We go deep. We do stuff about trauma. We do stuff about abandonment issues and wounds and dealing with mothers and fathers and, siblings and stuff like that. We do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of work around that with young people. I say young people, with people as well. So if you're in a relationship dilemma, if you're going through something right now, whether it's the dating or whether it's whether it's marriage, whether it's divorce, whatever, reach out to myself. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. Now, I'm not charging anybody a specific fee. I'm not charging you a specific fee, but you can pay whatever you feel the session is worth, or whatever you have in your hands. The Bible does say that Elijah, the miracle, I think it was Elijah, with the widow who had the oil and the flour, and he said, listen, just use that, bake a cake, and then bring those empty jars with me. You know what I'm saying to you? So bring what you have. I'm saying to you, the Lord will multiply and bless. I work with that as well in this particular season that I'm in right now. Okay, so if that's something you're going through, relationship dating dilemmas, let me know. All right, cool. Back to what I'm going to say. Let's go to what I want to get to.
You're just desperate for that, Smooch.
I want a real one, not a challenge one.
Not a challenge one. It's been quite refreshing today to.
Now, let's be freaking honest. Jess is not convinced by Sean at all. She can talk about how, because I'm in another couple, that's why I don't want to think about it. No, sis, you're not convinced. He's too nice. Now, what was really interesting is when she said, you're the kind of boy I'll bring to my mum. Yeah, but you're not the kind of man that you want to date. So you can you know, and this actually says more about her than it actually says about Sean. Now Sean's got problems himself, because I mean, just says now, why are you telling her you're willing to relocate and move and everything like that? It's too early, bro. You haven't even locked Jess in yet. And you're already talking about wanting to relocate and happily move for her, right? You're already showing that she has all the power. And when women feel like they have all the power in a situation, they don't really find you as attractive. I'm just gonna be honest with you, all right? Because women understand that the world that they live in is a falling world. It's a world full of men, and they want a man that can stand up and stand tall, and that is strong, and that is not easily bent by her. Because if she can easily bend you, then other people can easily bend you too. You know what I'm saying to you? So you need to stand on your square, right? Now, sometimes as a man, sometimes you don't realize how much desperation you have, so you start shifting from your position. I've been there before, you know what I mean? And I'm still learning and growing how not to do that. Sometimes you like someone so much, you start shifting your position, and you realize, whoa, 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 whoa. Why am I shifting my position so much for you? No, I don't care if I like you that much. Let me stand on my square. I know exactly what I want from life. I know exactly what I need from life. Or maybe I thought I did. But clearly I don't, because obviously I'm willing to shift my position so easily when I don't even really know you too well. I don't even know if you fit into my life. I don't even know that if you fit into the idea and the vision that I have for myself. So why am I so excited to bring you in already? That's the problem right there that I see with Sean and him talking the way he talks. And like I said with Jess, right, I think she said it earlier on, everyone likes a bit of a bad boy, right? Now, that's why she liked Ronnie. Now, of course, I don't know if that was her or Patsy. I may be misquoting. Apologies if I am. But that comment about you're the one to bring to my mother, it doesn't sound very exciting. Now, I'm not saying that it's not great that she wants to bring to her mother. What I'm saying to you is she doesn't sound very excited, right? Even her speech was still at an aim and a dig at Ronnie to say, I'm going to give this guy a chance, right? But it's because of Ronnie, once more again, right? So maybe it'll change a little bit later on, because in life sometimes people get opportunities because other people failed. We understand that. Even the Bible says that Israel, because of their hardness of their hearts and because they rejected God, that now as we as Gentiles get grafted into the kingdom. Fair enough. But what I'm saying about their relationship is I don't see it. Not yet. And I think I need old boy to stand on the square. If he doesn't stand on the square, he's going to have bigger issues. All right. I'm going to jump off here. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. Again, once more, if you need some coaching, reach out to myself. Okay. Wonderful time.